Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy iVolt, and today we've got another Marvel Spider-Man 2 leaks, which is really it's pretty crazy, man. So I'm very excited to cover this. It's been like a hot second since I've covered anything on any leaks like that, and this is pretty hype. But of course, before I do cover it, you got to keep in mind that this stuff might not be accurate at all. Take it with a grain of salt. But the point of this is to get a discussion going in the comments and to hear you guys' thoughts and reactions. So yeah, without further ado, we'll do it. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. You already know the deal. Oh man, I just burped that. Dude, my excitement's so crazy, bro. So here we go. Now this is by gamestoday.info over here on that page. So yeah, let's get into it. So regarding Peter and Miles being playable, it's not going to be a situation where you can switch freely between them at any time. Now, I'm pretty sure I've covered this before, but I think they're going to in-depth here. For example, when swinging around the city when you're not on a mission, you're going to be swinging as Peter, as the game is mainly a continuation of Peter's story from the first game. However, there'll be certain missions where you're required to play as Miles. If that mission requires you to swing through the city, you'll be doing so as Miles, kind of like the Mary Jane missions in the first game. So that's pretty hype. As long as it's not just point to point and you can free roam, that's pretty cool. I already talked about that before. My thoughts are post-game, you should be able to switch freely between both. So if you want to play as Miles or Peter, I think that'd be pretty cool. And utilize their varying abilities. And it'd be really cool if while you're playing as Miles or Peter, you get to see the other character at some points just swinging around the city or even coming in to assist you. Kind of like when you played as... Actually, that'd be pretty cool. Like in Spider-Man PS5 when you played as Pete and you had a Black Cat team up and you could have her do takedowns and stuff like that. That'd be pretty cool. Or if you two fight alongside of each other, but you both do damage. That'd be pretty cool. So over the course of the game, there'll be team up missions where an AI controls... Oh, okay. Where an AI controls either Peter or Miles depending on who you're playing as. The AI will help you along through the mission, like the first mission of Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, where Peter's just kind of doing his own thing while you beat up the escaped prisoners. However, in some missions you'll be playing as both. These missions require you to split up, but at points in those missions, your point of view will change from Pete to Miles or from Miles to Peter. I am so hyped for this because now, I mean, I'm such a freaking nerd when it comes to this, but I'm so hyped to put on like different suits on each of them and then see them interact in their like different suits. And I'm hyped for that. Also, another thing, I'm very curious about this. Would you want to see me do an iceberg video on Marvel Spider-Man? I'll totally be down to do that. So let me know if you want to see it because... Hey, that'd be really fun, dude. So there'll be a separate library of suits for both of them. As of now, the game is planned to have about double what they both had in their respective games. Keep in mind that not all the suits have been chosen yet. When playing as Peter or Miles, you always have the option to change your suit at any time. If you change the suits of both of the characters in the game, those suits will both appear in the cutscenes for the game, not just Peter's, but Miles too. Hell yeah, exactly what I just talked about. It's like every time I mention something, I'm like, dude, I would love for this to be the case. I read the next thing and it's like, yep, that's basically how it is. So that's cool. If this is true, that'd be amazing. And keep in mind that Tony Todd, the voice of Venom, recently started doing motion capture. So Tony Todd, if you don't know, he's an amazing voice actor. He's done Zoom on The Flash. He's done a bunch of various roles, and he's also doing motion capture for Flash. I mean, not Flash, motion capture for Venom, which is going to be incredible because he's such a talented actor. He's got a talented voice, and this is going to be incredible, man. I'm so damn hyped for that too. So Venom will not be a playable character, however, Peter will don the black suit at some point in the game. Venom is the main villain of the game alongside Kraven, which you'll probably knew already. Of course, Venom will eventually leave Peter in favor of a stronger, better match at some point in the game. I don't want to say who they are yet, though. So that is interesting. I wonder if it's going to be Harry or Eddie Brock. Pete did mention he wanted to be like a teacher maybe at some point, so imagine Eddie in this universe is like some sort of teacher or something. I don't know, dude. Or like a researcher, kind of like if you remember in Spectacular Spider-Man, the way they had Eddie and Pete like work with Dr. Connors or something like that. Have some level of that. I don't know, that'd be pretty cool, and they have a fallout or something. Who knows? So Peter's Iron Spider, like mechanical spider arms, will feel a lot more like you're controlling the arms rather than they're just attached to you. Unlike the Iron Spider arms from the first game. The new mechanical arms will also be completely made by Peter, which is hype because I feel like he got that idea, from you know, Dark Arc, obviously, but also I feel like it would just kind of help him more, you know? And I do like that. And I can't help personally but feel that this is the setup for the very next game where we're going to have, like, Superior Spider-Man, which, for the love of God, that'd be the coolest thing ever, dude. Like, seriously. I feel like with Dr. Octavius now, like, getting to the point where he will be, like, immobile, you know, I feel like there's no better thing than for that to happen, right? So finally, for all the big reveals which we're coming to, the map is a lot bigger, including a lot more areas from New York City. Get ready to swing into a massive open environment. You'll feel like you're in New York City swinging on a building as Spider-Man. Hell yeah, dude. Now for some less exciting stuff but well-needed upgrades from the first game. Wall crawling has been improved. No more getting stuck on geometry. It's also been made moderately faster too. Sweet. Hell yeah, dude. Because I wouldn't really wall crawl that much unless it was for those missions where you're trying to get into the Oscar, I can't even pronounce that. Oscorp Tower? Is that how you say it? But apart from that, I just like sprint up the building or something, or just swing. You also have the option to wall crawl even faster with the mechanical arms while playing as Pete. You can now also stand on buildings with the aid of the mechanical arms while playing as Peter. Dude, that's pretty damn sick. Okay. That is so cool. Alright, nice. Peter now has more A-trick options thanks to the mechanical arms. Both characters also have new access to ground tricks. One of my favorite being web skating on the back of driving vehicles. Hell yeah, that sounds sick. Excited to see that. Obviously, it's a new, bigger game, so the animations have been refined. There are also new animations too. There's also more gadgets for Pete and Miles to use. New web abilities have been added for both characters, and new enemy types to use them on have also been added. And bosses are more strategy based rather than pattern based. Every time you land a few hits on each boss, they will switch up their ways, and there's something special you'll need to do to get hits on them again. Interesting. That sounds very familiar, but in a good way, because, you know, I mean, like, the bosses were great in Marvel's Spider-Man, but, like, dude, it was so easy to just beat them. You just, like, start doing the same thing over and over and over. And this is what the person finishes with. That's all I like to say. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. So ask away. So I feel like this was on Reddit, right? Yeah, this was on Reddit. That is pretty cool. Now, if this is a lie or whatever, that's whatever. I don't care. I do want to make a discussion on it. I don't know if this person was lying or not, but the ideas are pretty solid. So regardless, take this with a grain of salt, and let's just get a conversation going. What would you like to see Peter to be able to do regarding those arms? Because I think that would be pretty cool if we could just like easily like crawl faster with those arms up buildings and stuff. I think that's a really good idea. And there's just, you know, the new web skating thing would be really cool too. I mean, a bigger map obviously is a given. Like, there's no way to not have a bigger map. And obviously, like, you know, the costumes and things, obviously both characters are going to be able to have custom suits and stuff. But if it is true to have double the amount of suits, that'd be pretty cool. And that might mean, just because it says double, it might mean that we're just getting the previous suits already put in, and then you get like the same amount as the new amount of suits, if that makes sense. So all the previous suits get put in, and then you get that same amount as new suits. So that's probably going to be the case, but I'm going to leave it here. If you guys are new to the channel, drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's have a conversation in the comments. I'll see you guys down there. Yeah, have yourselves an absolutely wonderful day. Take care, and bye-bye.